Hello, my fellow Africans and everyone around the world that has humanity in them. I want to talk about a very important topic, a very important issue that is very, very important to all of us. It is important to our human existence here on earth. And it is something that some of my African brothers and sisters don't think it's their business. But hey, it is our business. And it is about the Russian Ukraine war. One thing about us Africans is that most times when a particular situation has not hit us directly, we don't seem to take it serious. We are waiting for Boko Haram to attack our personal family or our personal community before we understand what those Boko Haram are attacking, are facing, or going through. That has always been our problem. I'm citing Nigeria as an example. So as long as we are in Africa and the war is far away in Ukraine and it has to do with Russia and Ukraine, it's not our business. Who told you that? Who told you that the Russian-Ukrainian war is not your business? I know that we Africans we have some values that is now being ignored because of our personal uh, interest. But hey, we are still Africans, and those values must not be ignored, even if it has to do with situations that we think is not our business. Let me tell you the implications of the Russian-Ukraine war. The implication is food shortages. Africa can grow food. We have good vegetation. We have land mass to grow food. But are we into large scale farming that is well enough that other countries and continents are depending on us? The answer is no. No. But you see, in Ukraine and Russia has like grain. If you talk about grain in the world, Ukraine has it. It got to the extent that Turkey has to mediate between Russia and Ukraine to enable the shipment of grain from Ukraine to other parts of the world, including drought drought ruined countries of Africa. If you don't know, no, go and do your research. So when we think it is not our business, hey, what I'm stating now is what makes it our business. Food, energy, and so forth, so on. Now, that war in Russia and Ukraine is affecting global economy. Go and do your research. Now, World Bank and the IMF, they are all coming out to say that the world is drifting into a recession. I mean, we are all in a recession already. Check how currencies they do, how economies they do now. Most countries' economy is going negative, down. Now, let us think about the war and know of which side to take. Listen, I am an apologetic supporter of the Ukrainian people, and I'll tell you why. Now, Africa, now because I'm speaking to Africans and vis-a-vis general the world. Africans are victims of slavery. They were victims of slavery and still are systematically. So we have no business supporting anyone or any country that is systematically trying to enslave another people. And I'll tell you why. Russia is a sovereign entity of its own. Ukraine is a sovereign entity of their own. Now, what is happening now? Being a sovereign nation means you have freedom of association. You have the freedom to be a part of whatever you want to be with, as long as that association is not a terrorist group and is not a threat to you first and to other persons. Now, what are the demands of Putin and Russia? Now, listen. The Russian people are beautiful people. They are not the problem. The problem is the state of Russia, led by Vladimir Putin. How do you expect a sovereign nation to heed to those demands that you are making? You are demanding that they do not belong to NATO. Of course, Ukraine has not yet been a member of NATO. One. Secondly, you are demanding that their president steps out. And then you are demanding for them to disband their military. You didn't just end there. You invaded another country without warning. Unprovoked invasion. When America blew the whistle that Russia is trying to invade Ukraine, what did Putin and Russia say? They said no, that they are conducting a training. They are doing trainings at the border of Ukraine. And America said no, this is not just a training. They are not just conducting any military exercise at the borders. They are planning to invade Ukraine. And lo and behold, they invaded Ukraine, a sovereign state, in the guise that Ukrainians are killing Russians that are in Ukraine. That is you, Putin, trying to enslave the Ukrainian people. Now the question is, are the Ukrainian people supporting you? Let's forget about the Donbas region and the other regions where they have separatists who are trying to, get off Ukraine, or they are having problem with the Ukrainian government. But until that is done, hello, they are still Ukrainians. You attacked Ukraine. You pushed further, invaded Kyiv, the capital city of Ukraine. You killed men. You killed women. You killed children. You attacked military installations. You attacked schools. You attacked hospitals. You attacked apartment buildings, residential areas. That is a full definition of a bloody and careless attack on civilians. And it's a war crime. And Putin should be held responsible. So, how on earth do you expect me to support someone who wants to enslave another person's? These people say they don't want to be slaves. Let them be. You are saying that you are doing this for your own protection. So what do you expect them to do for their own protection? They are scared of you. You have been a tyrant. You have been a dictator. You have been evil to them. You expect them to just chicken out and be scared. Oh, because you think their president was a comedian and an actor, for that reason you think you can chicken out. The plan of Putin was just go into Kyiv, capture Kyiv, and then within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's all done. He's shocked. But what is happening now? Putin is losing the war, but he's not opening up to his people. He's trying to make them feel that he's still... See, it is a clear message when you invaded that country with that so much amount of soldiers, military personnel, weapons. You invaded that country with so much of that. And then within a short period of time, you went back to your country and demanding for 300 people to be recruited into the army. And now, what happened in Russia? Major cities filled with protests. and then your people are leaving your country because they don't want to enlist into your military for your selfish reason. Like I said, the Russian people are not a problem. The problem is the state of Russia under the leadership of Putin. So yes, I stand with Ukraine. I believe in their resolve. I believe in freedom in all totality. That is who and what I represent. I am a free man. Nobody tells me what to do. I have a good sense of judgment. And if I have committed a crime doing so, please arrest me. But if I have not, you have no right whatsoever to enslave me. And that is what the Ukrainian people are standing up for. They are not against their president. They are for their president. They are supporting him. So who are you to say otherwise? You are just in Africa or wherever you are just there because you... No. See, what is evil is evil. I have a friend in Ukraine and I am supporting them, not Putin, not Putin's army. And until we stop taking sides with tyrants and those whose aim it is to enslave other people, until we stop doing that, the world will not know peace. Now look at what Putin did. Because he knew he was losing the war, he hurriedly masterminded a sham referendum where Russia claimed 3 or 4 regions in Ukraine. Evil in the 20th century. This must be warded off. This must be fought off. Why is he doing this? Because Russia has nuclear capabilities. Do you know the consequences of using one nuclear bomb? Do you know the consequences? You don't threaten the world with nuclear weapon. Listen, of course, Russia has nuclear capabilities. Ukraine used to have it, only they gave it up some time ago, for peace. The question is Russia the only country that has nuclear capabilities? I am not bothered about that, because if you dare use, who told you now that other countries like the United States has not pointed their nuclear missiles at the Kremlin, at St. Petersburg, at Moscow, at every major cities in Russia? Who told you that US has not pointed it and waiting for one reason for them to strike those people? People think they are powerful, they have nuclear, and so what? One thing is to have power, one thing is to be able to manage that power. And as far as management of power is concerned, Putin and the Kremlin has failed. So please, Mr. Putin or whatever your name is, don't threaten the world with nuclear. The consequences is severe. Not just to the world, but especially to your own people. You are not the only one with nuclear capability. America used the nuclear bomb, the atomic bomb, on Japan. America, till today, is regretting ever using that. But hey, that time is not this time. Even America will not dare use nuclear weapon on any nation. Any country that dares to use a nuclear weapon in this 21st century that we are in will live to regret it. Yes. So, my fellow Africans, Slavia Ukrainia, freedom to Ukraine. I support Ukraine, and I urge you all to support Ukraine in this fight between good and evil. If Russia has a problem with the US, please, Russia, go after the US and leave Ukraine alone. They are your neighbors. You are more powerful than them, but you have shown Ukraine-Russia war has shown clearly that being a giant does not necessarily mean that you can trample upon ants. So please, we all have to stand in unity against the tyrant. Not because we want the tyrant out just for nothing, but because tyranny in the 21st century is equal to disaster. There should be no room for such persons. And Russia, this is a message to Russians. Putin is a mistake that has happened to you. He does not in any way deserve to be your president. You people are strong, but you need a better leadership. What you have is a tyrant who is ready to send his own people to go and die at the war front. At the war front, no sensible leader does that. How can you take up somebody that does not understand military and send them to the war front? To do what? To go and die? For what cause? Russia is not under threat. Is it Ukraine that is threatening them? Oh, NATO. What do you have against NATO? If you want to be part of NATO, please apply and be part of NATO. If you don't want to be, don't be. The only reason you are after these people is because you have seen something sinister going on in your mind. You, Mr. Putin. Like I always say, war is not an option. There should be room for peace, and we must do everything it takes, including standing up against giants like Putin, to ensure that this world is blessed with peace. God bless Ukraine. God bless the Ukrainian people. God bless Zelensky. God bless Africa. And God bless the good people of this world. Thank you.